Okay, well, historically, widespread threats have had consumers running it to the bank to withdraw cash. And joining us now to discuss how the coronavirus is impacting bank reserves is Cheddar's Tanea McKeel. Tanea, good to see you. Are Americans pulling out cash in the wake of the outbreak?
Yeah, Kristen, they sure are. And we had heard this anecdotally for a couple of weeks. There is a recession coming. Everyone's worried about it. A lot of conversations about how this recession is different from the last. We had heard anecdotally from both banks and regulators, as well as credit unions, that they were seeing a little bit more mass pullouts of cash. Spoke with Chairman Yelena McWilliams of the FDIC last week a little bit about it, and we'll get to that in a second. But I just want to pull this chart. Really interesting stat. We are seeing that the spike in demand for cash is I think the biggest since the Y2K bug panic of December 1999. So if you look at it, you'll see that the demand for or not the demand, but the number of banknotes in circulation rose by about $35 billion. So that's about $1.808 trillion. That was just March 11th. March 18th, it spiked up to $1.843 trillion. So in context, there's still a lot of unknowns. Cash for sure is not the, favorite way to pay in the US anymore, and it hasn't been for a while. And we also know that there are a lot of cash reserves offshore. So TBD on the context of that number.
What are the concerns of the FDIC right now?
Yeah, so I spoke with Chairman McWilliams last week, and it was really interesting. She basically is in this position where she has to kind of, calm everyone down and say, we were born out of the Depression era. We've been through several crises, and no one has ever lost a cent. So definitely keep your cash in the bank. Easier, of course, for you to be robbed of it if it's at your home or in your purse. Also, a lot of safety issues around just the cleanliness of money itself. But it's really interesting. She said that her biggest concern actually was that people were putting their cash in what she called different assets. And she declined to elaborate on that. So it's not totally clear if she meant, typical safe haven assets like gold or crude, or something that's increasingly popular and kind of making people rethink money, which is something like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies.